Hope y'all doing well on this Sunday afternoon. It is like 65 degrees, which is good because it was cold as all be yesterday. Uh, but I hope y'all doing good. I'm doing well. Uh, been a good week so far. It's been a good weekend thus far. Went to the ball game yesterday. Finally got some work done around the house. Finally got my wife's car fixed. Man, it's just crazy. But I'm doing good. Last couple of days, I don't know if you've been living under the rock, but the NFL draft went off. Started just past Thursday, and now it's Sunday. I want to say that the last round is today. It might be. I think the round 6 is the last round. That's today. But the story coming out of the draft is not about who got drafted. Well, one of the stories coming out of the draft is about who got drafted. I forgot the young man's name right now. I'll put a comment down as soon as I figure it out in a minute. The young man who got drafted, and his mom was on hospice care. I want to say she was on hospice, or she was in the hospital when she passed away. He had been drafted just before she passed away, so she actually got to see her son drafted, but still she passed away right after. And my condolences to him and his family. I hope God's grace and his peace rest upon you. I know what it's like to lose your mother. I've lost both my parents and my grandparents, and I've done the eulogies for all of them. So I know what he's going through right now. I know exactly how he feels, but I hope everything goes well with him. But the biggest story in the draft thus far this year has been Shedeur Sanders and him not being drafted until yesterday late in the 5th round, 144th pick. I want to say I'm going off the cuff right now, so if I say something a little off, just y'all can correct me. It's all good. It is. I was watching this, and truth be told, I didn't care where he got drafted before the draft started. I was thinking in my mind, I was like, well, he's not going to go in the first round. Most of the people who need a quarterback aren't going to draft him in the first round. I kind of figured he'd be drafted somewhere high in the second round, and so him not being drafted the first day, it was all good. I was like, yeah, I kind of figured as much. When he didn't get drafted on the second round, that's when I started looking like, okay, something's going on here. What's up? So I said, surely he'd be drafted in the third round. Nope. Third round came and went, didn't get drafted. So now, look, he's going to get drafted in the 4th round because now you're getting to the quote unquote experimental picks. Right? Those are the people who could be a starter, but not really. They kind of own the bubble. You don't know if they can be a starter, but they could be. They had a potential to be. Most 3rd round picks, some of them never even make the team. A lot of them don't even wind up staying with the team that they get drafted on. They wind up being trade bait. So 3rd round goes by, 4th round goes by, and I'm like, oh man, come on, what are we talking about here? So 5th round comes, and he winds up being drafted. He winds up going to Cleveland, who I thought would have drafted him in the 2nd round because they need a quarterback because Deshaun Watson ain't going to be it long term. I think everybody who watches football at all knows that for sure. But sure enough, he gets drafted in the 5th round, and everybody started throwing out theories about why didn't he get drafted in the 2nd round or even in the 1st round. So firstly, like I said, I did not believe, that he would get drafted in the 1st round. I kind of figured high in the 2nd round by Cleveland. I really thought it would have been Cleveland that would have drafted him in the 2nd round. So him not being drafted in the 1st, I completely understand. Him not being drafted in the 2nd, 3rd, or 4th round, falling all the way to the 5th, yeah, to me that signals a couple of things where I'm like, hey, that don't seem like it's coincidence. It's not a coincidence. A lot of theories came out about why he didn't. A lot of people are going right off the cuff like, oh well, maybe he's just not that good, and everybody's seen it, and people who know more about football than you do. Like, look, I've seen quarterbacks that have much less talent than him go much higher than him, including this year. So I don't understand how that could have been true. Excuse me. I don't understand how people could look at him and say, well, he just doesn't have that much talent. When he does, he obviously has that much talent. He can play. And I'm not saying that because his father is Deion Sanders. I watched a couple of Colorado football games. Actually, I'm not going to say, excuse me, I'm not going to say a couple. I watched quite a few Colorado football games. Yeah, the hype because his father was Deion Sanders and his father was the coach. This, that, and the other. Yeah, that's why I watched him. But I still watched him, and I watched him. He can play. He is a very good quarterback. And like I said, the quarterbacks drafted before him, he's as good, if not better than damn near all of them. So I kept thinking, I was trying to figure out to myself, and it just dawned on me why he didn't get drafted until the 5th round. I got two theories. They kind of conflict, but they kind of go hand in hand. One is the secondary theory. I think a lot of people are starting to believe is that there was collusion between owners about, hey, don't draft him. We're gonna humble him. We're gonna make sure he understands that he don't run anything and he needs to get back in line. Right? It's basically modern day buck breaking. I mean, let's be for real. If you know anything about his father has been this way his entire life. Deion Sanders has always been braggadocious, but he's always had the talent to back it up. His son is the exact same way. And honestly, it isn't bragging. It's being confident in yourself. Being confident in yourself should not be a reason for somebody to say, hey, I want to make sure to humble you. You don't need to be humbled from being confident because it's not ego. I know a lot of people get confidence and ego mixed up. But what's going on with Shedeur Sanders and pretty much his entire family is not ego. When you put in the work, do your absolute best, do everything you can to get better, to fight, that's not ego. That is very much confidence. And the Sanders family has always been confident. And it's kind of crazy that Deion Sanders' daughter is very much like her and very much like her brothers, but nobody actually tries to, quote unquote, put her back in line. And, she does track and field, if I'm not mistaken, and she's really good at it. She wins just as much as her brothers win. And nobody actually tries to put her back into place, like I said, but that's neither here nor there. But the other theory that I have come upon in my own mind was it's not just collusion between the owners. It's collusion between the owners and the league offices. And I'm going to tell you what I think. And I think this honestly might be more of the reason why he fell so far than anything else. Him being drafted in the 5th round did one thing that it made me do one thing, and I'm sure it made a lot of people do something that most of us never do. I watched every round of the NFL draft this year for the first time ever. So I'm of the mind right now that this was a big collusion between the owners and the league offices that said, hey, we know who's going to draft him. Everybody agreed. Everybody kind of behind doors agreed. Like, Cleveland, we know you're drafting him. Go ahead and draft him. That you want him. We don't particularly care. You can have him. But at the same time, everybody was like, hey, wait. I was like, well, why wait? Do you know how much money it costs to put on the draft? All these cameras, all of this coverage, all of these sets, and all this flying people in, and all these things. Do you know how expensive all that is for the league? I know what you're going to say. NFL got the money. They can spend it. They ain't got to worry about it. Yeah, true. But if you can make money and not lose money, then why not? So what I think is they all got together and said, hey, if you're going to draft them late. Why? Because that means everybody's going to be looking at it like, hey, I got to keep watching this. I got to watch all of this. I got to figure out where he's going to go. I have to figure out where Shedeur Sanders is going to fall and who's going to draft him. Now, that's just for a layperson, people on the outside looking in. But I think everybody in the league knew Cleveland's going to draft him, let them draft him. But if they draft him late, then everybody watches. That's more TV time, more TV money. We make money in the long run. Or at the very least, we don't lose as much money putting on this draft. Because let's be for real, the draft does not have to be some gigantic production. It can be something small, but they decided to put this production on every year because, well, NFL is king. They can do whatever the hell they want to. That's just kind of how it goes right now. But yeah, those are just that's just how I kind of figured. I kind of figured that they put it down. They had him drafted. They got together, colluded, had him drafted late. Number one, to break him, quote unquote, to humble him, to make him feel less about himself, to put him back in line. And they did it also for the TV money, because they don't want to lose as much, or they're trying to make some extra money in the long run with the production for the NFL draft. So that's just how I looked at it. That's just me. I think I'm right. I think I'm right. I got a feeling a handful of people are going to look at me like I'm crazy, but let's be for real. Nothing is ever done, especially by the NFL. Nothing is ever done accidentally. Nothing that happens, there's very little, I should say, that happens that is, oops, that was an accident. That's just kind of how the cookie crumbles. No, not really. Most things are planned out, especially when you're talking about billionaires. Because, like I tried to explain to another guy, billionaires, unfortunately, in today's world, especially in this country, they tend to get what they want whenever they want it, and there's very little we have to say about it for now. I think things are starting to change, but we got a long road ahead of us on that front. But I want y'all to tell me what y'all think in the comments. I'm about to get out of this car. I'm about to head into this store. Y'all keep an eye out. I got some cosplays coming up that I'm gonna show off a little bit, and y'all actually get to see the producer Nikki Rev. She's gonna be in one of the cosplays with me. So I want y'all to have a good day. Take care of yourselves. Take care of each other. Drink your water. Stay hydrated. I am, because Lord knows I need it, because it's warming up. Thank goodness. Like I said, it's been chilly the last couple of days, but it's starting to warm up, and I think it's gonna stay warm now. I think winter is finally broken for most of the folk like us in the Midwest. So take care of each other. Take care of yourselves, and God bless. I love you, and peace. See you next time.